We're at the Fair Fauna exhibit, or sorry, Fair Fauna exhibit at the Metchosin Art Gallery, which is a benefit show for Wild Ark and the Metchosin Art Gallery. So we have a myriad of artists. I've lost count. I think we're around 30 artists showing, probably close to 100 works for the benefit of Wild Ark. The money is going to get split between the gallery, the artist, and Wild Ark. So we have a ton of different work here, and everyone should come down. We're on for one more month. Today's the opening of February something or other. I can't remember. That's not important. Point is, go to the show. Everyone should come here and buy a work because you support two good causes. Well, three if you include the artists. They're good people too. Yeah.
Yes, I started 2 years ago without any previous art experience. I retired from government 3 years ago, and after a year of retirement, my wife asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I had no idea. I said maybe a sketch pad or a watercolor kit. I had no idea why that came into my mind. I've had no prior experience in art. People have always asked me that. But anyways, I've always worked with watercolor, and I've been painting for 2 years now, and this is where my art is at. I work entirely with the Oriental brush, and it's on masa rice paper. And it's most interesting that what you see here coincided with Haley's March theme of Fair Fauna. This piece here, I submitted this piece to an international art competition along with two other pieces that's not shown here. And on Friday, I just learned that this piece took 10th overall in the painting category. So I got an honorable mention for being 10th out of about 600 entries. So I'm very pleased. And I was also pleasantly surprised to hear that my second of my third entries got a significant recognition award, special recognition award. So that was very interesting. I paint mostly nature pieces, small animals, florals, birds, and I really like to paint images that really draw my attention. Okay, I need that spark, that inspiration, that draw before I create. Otherwise, it's just not going to come out. So yeah, so this is great. I'm very happy with where my art is at this point. And as an artist, it's a journey, and it will continue to evolve as I grow. Yeah.
Hey Efren and Exhibit V. I'm here with Ken Miner, a photographer that shares his studio with a wall in the Machosen Art Gallery. He's right next door. I get to chat with him all the time. He's a lovely guy. And we're standing here in front of one of his tintype photography pieces. It's a triptych here, and we've got portraits of a hawk named Loki. And this is a really special piece to have in the current show that we have at the MAG, the Fair Fauna Benefit for Wild Art, because Loki the hawk was rehabilitated by the Wild Animal Rehabilitation Center. So it's really appropriate. Hey Ken, can you tell me a little bit about tintype photography? What exactly is it?
Tintype is a process of photography that started or was invented in 1851 by a fellow named Frederick Scott Archer. It came after the daguerreotype process. It's a little bit easier and a little bit safer, relatively speaking. Typically it was either done on glass or japanned iron plates. And it's a very labor-intensive process.
What would attract you to such a labor-intensive process today when there are options like digital photography around? What attracted you to tintype photography?
Well, I didn't really know about tintype photography until I found a workshop to take. But I got my start in photography in the darkroom, and kind of, everybody's doing digital. It's kind of all starting to look the same and the same feel to it. So I was looking for something a little bit different, a little bit more challenging to produce.
Yeah.
Not everybody's doing it because it is difficult, and there are certain limitations that you have to overcome to do it, such as having a dark room available and certain cameras that work with it and that sort of thing. So it's not for everybody.
Yeah. You're definitely right about tintype photography having a certain feel to it. Can you explain some of the effects that tintype photography can capture?
Well, a lot of the artifacts, like the edges here, it depends how the collodion, which is the substance that basically holds the silver onto the plate, it depends how it's poured, if it's not even, or if the silver doesn't get to the edge. That can create this kind of black thing. You notice I'm wearing my gloves because I'm actually making tintypes next door. This kind of thing here, maybe there's a little bit too much collodion, or this, depending how the silver is draining off, that sort of thing. So you could photograph 10 tintypes of the same piece, and every one will be different.
Yeah. And I do describe these to people who are learning about tintype photography as sort of original photographs, because it's right that you can't make prints from these, right?
Well, you can scan them. That'd be about the only way at this point. The other substrate that people use to make these are glass, and that's an ambrotype, and it is a negative that you can make contact prints from.
So if people are interested in getting a tintype portrait done by you, they should
give me a call or check out my website, because I'm not all 1850. I do have a website, so it's www.zuludog.ca.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Ken.
So I have 3 works in the show myself. I have one work that's called The Struggle of Modern Man Against Something Poignant. Another work called Depressed Ducklings Get All the Chicks But Aren't in the Mood. And I have an old work of mine called The Dangerous Dandelion Dilemma. Or A Dangerous Dandelion Dilemma. That way it's ADDD. My titles are always really weird because when I first started posting my work, I posted it online, and there was a character limit to how many words you could have in a name. So I eventually started to wanting to name my names of my work very, very long, and have a phrase, something poignant to when I looked at it, because I was doing abstracts, so there was no specific meaning, but it was something I was going through at the time. And eventually I realized I couldn't fit them in, so I started just putting letters in. And from there, it became a joke where I tried to make the longest phrase I could that would kind of fit the work, but at the same time would almost always be funny. So my struggle against modern man is just a heron in the water. And when Haley asked me what it was called when we had to do the label, I was trying to remember one of the alternate names for Monty Python when they were trying to decide it. And we couldn't find the actual name, so we just sat there, and that was the phrase that we were saying between ourselves as we were thinking of a name. And we were like, I think that has it, because you look at it and everyone laughs, and that for me is a win. And if people struggle hard enough, they'll find a way of making it make sense. As for the Dangerous Ducklings Get All the Chicks, that's just, for me, it's a pun on, you know, ducklings are baby chicks. So dangerous ducklings, by virtue of being, or depressed ducklings will get all the chicks anyways, because they are all the chicks. Yeah, like names, when I got told in art school, names either attract or deflect. I think I like them to be ridiculous, because the name is like the artist statement. Me and my friend Peter, we have a joke saying the artist statement is the laugh track for the work, and so the names really have no meaning unless if it's trying to inform the work. The work's already kind of missing something. It should be in the work, so it's kind of a laugh track. It's on the side, doesn't really be part of it. So that's why I always try and make mine ridiculous and make them purposely having nothing to do with the work, because sometimes the name is kind of silly, but sometimes it does help. As for the types of work I did, so the heron I did was I just did for the show because it's a benefit show and I don't normally do something traditional, so I thought I should do that to spice it up, do something normal. The 2 other works I have in the show, the duckling is a style I've been trying to develop for many, many years since I left art school and haven't really got around to finishing it. The style, that is. The other one, the Dangerous Dandelion Dilemma, is the first work I did after finishing my bachelor's degree at UVic. And it's a similar style like the duckling, where it's an abstract form trying to explain a shape but never actually ratifying it, so the actual subject itself isn't really defined, so people can use their imagination and try and build something in their mind, much like Lego, visual Lego. The dandelion was, I was trying to look for stimulus to paint something, and my backyard was covered in dandelions, and it was summer, and I thought, oh, I'll just go out and keep looking out my window and looking back inside of my canvas and keep doing that, and there it was. And I didn't really have a plan. I just wanted to have fun, because I'd been doing art school for 5 years and really regimented, and I figured do whatever I want. And the duckling, I found a really cute image of a duckling, and I wanted to just play with the form and have it be a duckling, but also be something more imaginative if you can look at either way. Yeah.
Little things you say and do make me want to be with you.
Yes, they sing that one. They sing that one. Yeah. Well, they had one encore.